So yeah, as she rocks up and spins on her shell, she goes ahead and she latches onto that Houndour's leg and like almost spins around it. And you just see just latched on there, not moving.
New Pokédex entry. Houndour, the three-legged Pokemon.
Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fall, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Pokemon Unbeatable, a Kanto journey. On the last episode, the players took some much-needed time to themselves at the Pokemon Center after their morning excursion into the woods surrounding Viridian City. Gavin, in particular, was coming to terms with his Staravia, Ava nearly fatally wounding a Beedrill by accident in battle. After having a heart-to-heart with Vermilion, the group's traveling companion, Gavin pulled himself together enough to accompany Seth and Coryne on a trip to the Viridian City Gym. Coryne is now in the midst of challenging the new Viridian gym leader, Silver, her Squirtle against his Houndour. She now stares down the Dark-type gym leader as he's given her the first shot in this battle. So, Coryne, you, as I said before, are now standing in the Viridian City Gym, this large open warehouse with sets of bleachers to either side, darkened except for the center battlefield, where there is this ashy black-gray sand, 3 large boulders sticking out of it, and all the way across on the other side, there is a black and red Houndour. Directly behind the Houndour is the gym leader Silver with his slicked back red hair and large muscles, and confident smile as he's letting you take the first shot in this battle.
A mistake.
You ready for this?
No, I'm so nervous. Yes, let's go.
All right, sweet. So, because he's given you the first shot, he will not be taking any actions on the first round, but we're still going to roll our speed die because after this first round, that'll determine who goes first in turn order. Does that make sense?
Yes, question. Am I rolling Squirtle's speed die or mine?
You are rolling your Pokemon speed die at this point in time.
Excellent.
Oh, and Coryne, don't forget, I gave you that meal, or I gave Myrtle that meal that increased her physical attack based on my breeder food snack ability. We made an acronym for it. What was it called? Something. It was called...
it was called the thing. It was called the thing.
Something.
All right. Also, don't forget to add Myrtle's rank to the speed die roll.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Snacks?
Myrtle is
Seth.
rank 2.
Hold on, I wrote it down.
Oh, so sorry.
Seth.
That is definitely going to be very loud.
That's fine.
Oh, you can explode on a speed die?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Okay.
Oh, Seth Stat Snack.
Seth
Oh.
Stat
Okay.
Snack.
That's stat snack, I forgot.
Say that 6 times fast.
Seth Stat Snack. Seth
No, I'm
Stat
gonna
Snack.
cuss.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So, what is your total value for the speed die roll?
10.
10. I rolled the minimum number I could roll, so I rolled a 3. So, you're not only going to get the first hit, but you're also going first in turn order, so you're basically going to get
Double
2
tap.
turns
Two
back
hits.
to back.
Oh my god.
This is really important, actually. This really, really changes how this battle will go.
Oh my gosh.
So, to start off,
What you gonna do?
Silver has given you the first hit, and Myrtle stands at your feet. Squirtle, squirt! Looking up at you, a little concerned, a little confused, a little worried. What are you doing?
I look down at Myrtle and I say, "You trust me, right?"
Squirtle!
Kinda.
Excellent. I trust you too. You got this. Let's go. Brace yourself. Go ahead and let it rip.
Hit him with the big one.
You yell, let
And
it
I
rip.
do.
Can you roll me a charm roll on that one? Corinne's charm die.
Ooh, Corinne's charm die. Ooh, let me double check.
You roll me
Okay,
charm
I
on
got
that
it.
roll.
I got it. It is a D8. Let me roll. 5?
5. Okay, 5 is pretty good. I am not going to grant you an advantage at this time, but your Myrtle is no longer nervous about striking out. As you yell, let it rip with a 5 charm roll. What does that correspond to in terms of Myrtle's attacks? What is Myrtle doing at this point in time?
Out the gate, Myrtle is gonna let it rip with a water spout.
Okay, what is the range on that? Because there's about 6 squares of distance between Myrtle and the Houndour at this point in time.
Ooh,
Point blank.
I'm glad you said that. It is a range of 7 squares.
Okay, good to know. So, Yeah, go ahead and narrate how Myrtle does this.
So, like when I say let it rip, Myrtle whips around and you just see her stomach swell and her shell gets a little tight around her puffy little arms, and she just opens her mouth and it's just wow water. And I like to imagine she like shoots, she like moves back a little bit and like is bracing against my legs while she does this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so let me roll a special defense die roll for this poor Houndour, and you can roll your special attack die.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, very cool. I get recompense for rolling a 1 on the first roll because I have now exploded.
Okay, and then am I adding Myrtle's rank to this as well?
Yes. Remember, all Pokemon die rolls have their rank added to them.
Okay, so Myrtle rolled a 10.
Myrtle rolled a 10. So my initial roll was a D8, and I rolled an 8. Then I rolled a 7, which is 15. No! Plus 2 is going to be 17. So I get to narrate the second half of this. As your Squirtle releases this massive, like, barrage of water, this blast of water outwards, and she physically digs into the ground, pushing back, the Houndour is simply going to turn quickly on one foot, and its tail is going to reach up and brush just the slightest amount of that ashy dust into the air, creating a slight cloud that it steps behind and is out of the way of your water spout at this point in time. However, because you were given the first move and you rolled first in the turn order, Myrtle can immediately take another turn at this point.
Amazing. Okay, so Coryne looks like... You would think Coryne would look disappointed that it didn't hit, but Coryne actually, like, a little sweat drop off her forehead. It looks a little relieved, honestly. Like, she wanted it to hit, but it's like, okay that it didn't.
Absolutely. Considering the last thing you hit with that almost died. Yeah. Which, to update the audience quickly, we have adjusted some of our mechanical rules slightly. So if you see any differences or note any differences between other battles, that is because this is an ever-going experiment and we are playtesting this as we go. So there are a few differences, like to the critical hit rules.
So you said that Houndour was about 6 squares away?
About 6 squares away at this point in time. Okay. Also, by the way, Myrtle could have moved up after missing with her water spout on the first attack, if you wanted her to move during that round as well.
I will have her like move up a little bit to get ready, and then I'll go ahead and I'll yeah, okay. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to be like, that's all right, Myrtle. We'll get him next time. Go ahead and charge in there. And I'm going to have her run up to Houndour, and I'm going to have her go ahead and try and bite the Houndour.
Okay, so on her second turn, she's going to go up for a bite. Yeah, what does it look like as Myrtle just charges in for a bite? Is she confident? Is she scared? What does it look like?
A waddling.
I feel like it's just her little like waddle run, but like as she's running and she gets closer to the Houndour, she speeds up a little bit and she puts one of her arms on the ground and like B-boy dance rocks like on her shell, like spins and then like comes around the other side and just like tries to bite the Houndour's like leg.
All right, going for that like almost like you're just like 2 moves off of like a rapid rapid spin. Also, Burrty, I would like you to know the face that you made during that will be the face that we cut to while Kenna is describing that. So yeah, she spins around. Go ahead and roll your physical attack die with the added bonus from Seth's meal, and I will roll a physical defense die. Seth's stat snack. I will not be saying that often. As I roll my D4 sized physical defense die.
You're gonna kill it.
So I have a question.
Yes.
My physical attack die for Myrtle is a D8, and then Seth's stat snack adds a D12. So does that mean I'm rolling 2 dice?
You roll both the dice and add them together. Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
Did you explode? You're welcome.
I exploded on the D12.
You're welcome.
Let's go.
Oh, you're definitely critting because I was rolling a D4.
18.
Hey guys, remember how seconds ago we said we reformatted these stats?
There's a really good thing we reformatted how the crit hit works, because that would have been a really short gym battle.
Gosh, it is a 22.
Yeah, that is more than double 5, so that will be a critical hit.
Can you quintuple? Can you just quintuple?
No, we're not gonna exponentially put them up. What does it look like as Myrtle connects with that bite, though? As it's a critical hit, you can describe this however you'd like.
So yeah, as she rocks up and spins on her shell, she goes ahead and she latches onto that Houndour's leg and like almost spins around it. And you just see just latched on there, not moving.
New Pokédex entry. Houndour, the three-legged Pokemon.
Yeah, as Myrtle just grabs it, there's a yelp from that Houndour as it is still a puppy. It is still a rank 2 Pokemon. But now it's Houndour's turn.
May I have so question about bite. On a hit, it may cause the target to flinch.
Okay, yeah, you are gonna go ahead and you are gonna roll your physical attack die, and I'm gonna roll the HP die for Houndour, and if I fail, I flinch.
It's separate from the original roll for the attack?
It's separate, because anytime it's May, you roll an additional die.
Got it.
Sorry, I meant special attack, by the way. I said the wrong word. All status moves use special attack. I apologize.
Got it. Totally fine. Ooh, not bad, not bad.
Just a double explosion, nothing crazy.
No.
What was your total?
Not that lucky. I rolled a 9.
A 9 is higher than 6. Houndour's gonna flinch on its turn. You get to chain a third move in a row.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Hold on. We gotta do that. Oh, Houndour flinched!
That means it's gonna forfeit its next turn to recover.
Well, I feel like as Myrtle like wraps around this Houndour's leg and I like see it like as it audibly yelps a little bit, I feel bad. And I go ahead and I say, Myrtle, go ahead and let him go. You've got him.
Give him a hug instead.
Yeah, there's a moment where that Houndour, when it yelps, it like pulls backwards, and you see this is the first time that Silver his head tilts ever so slightly, like, ooh, that fucking hurt. Is kind of the look that you guys get from those of you who aren't in the battle. As Houndour, is gonna flinch through its turn. So Coryne, you get to rock a third move in a row. You're stun locking this is essentially
you are
what
really
you're doing.
stun locking.
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry.
This reminds me of my days playing D&D and going up against monks. This is what it feels like.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and Okay. I think what I'm
real
going to
quick,
do
on the bite, what was the total wounds that you dealt? I apologize.
2 minor wounds.
2 minor wounds, plus it was a critical hit. So it's going to deal a total of 5 minor wounds or 1 major wound and 2 minor wounds.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, that is good to know. I have noted that.
Wouchy.
Youchy, wouchy. Go ahead and take Myrtle's third turn, though, as Houndour has not taken a single turn yet.
Sounds like me in combat.
I remember after we have Houndour flinched, Coryne has like a little bit of a flashback to watching the videos and is like, oh my gosh, the cloud. And kind of freaks out a little bit and starts to get really nervous and recalls Myrtle. She goes, Myrtle, go ahead and come back. Let's get out of there. And as Myrtle is running towards her, I'm gonna bend down on Myrtle's level and give her a wink, and I'm gonna say, soak 'em. And I'm gonna have her turn around and do a water gun.
Okay, yeah. As you say that, Myrtle flips around. What does it look like as Myrtle fucking goes for it?
So I feel like as Coryne gets down and like winks at her, Myrtle like winks back and does a little roll on top of her shell. And as she's rolling upside down, she just goes and
do
like
that little
blasts
B-boy head spin
more
where you just flat on your head.
Coryne upside down.
That's so cool. Okay, yeah. Roll your special attack die. Jeez Louise. You guys are you and Myrtle are doing numbers. All right, I actually rolled pretty decent. Let's see. What did you
Coryne
roll?
missed her calling not doing like shows, like competitions.
Like being a coordinator, this
Yeah.
is like really artistic. Yeah.
We rolled an 11.
You rolled an 11. It's higher than my 7. Yes! This is also a water type move, so it is super effective. Deal an additional minor wound on top of your normal ones.
Ooh, and so Myrtle also has the torrent ability.
Is she below 2
Yeah, she
major
needs to
wounds?
be below
she needs
2
to be
major
damaged
wounds.
for torrent.
She does? When this Pokemon...
Yes.
Oh! You're right. You're so right.
You're
My
totally
bad.
okay. However, is she carrying any items? I forget. I believe you purchased an item for her, but I don't believe you ever... Oh, no,
think she
that's
has
Bowie
no-
who has the
Water?
Mystic Water. Yeah.
Yes, Bowie has the Mystic Water. Right now, Myrtle has
The silk scarf.
Poppy's scarf
Yeah,
tied around her head like a headband.
that's what it is. Okay,
That's her
so yeah.
Nindo.
This is going to be a stab move, so it deals an additional minor wound, and it's super effective, so it deals an additional minor wound. And then the normal damage for it is
2 minor wounds.
That's gonna be 4 minor wounds. That's gonna pop Houndour up to what should be 3 major wounds and should be the end of this fight. However,
It's a gym.
this Pokemon is a gym leader's Pokemon. It is what's considered a boss Pokemon.
Why can I
And
have
each
both of
boss
these?
Pokemon is attributed an additional major wound. So while that is a lot of damage and has done a lot of work, there's still work to do on this Houndour. However, you get to narrate how this looks, the water gun looks as it hits Houndour.
So I feel like as the Houndour is sitting there flinching and probably looks down at its poor leg, which I feel really bad about, it's gonna look back up, and as it looks back up, it just sees this jet stream of water coming right at its face, and it goes ahead and it just washes over the Houndour.
Clean.
And
Yeah,
I
the
feel
Houndour
like-
just backwards.
I feel like maybe a little bit of steam comes off the Houndour, just a little bit.
Oh, because it's a fire type, so it would heat the water. That makes total sense.
a
Yeah,
hot
at
dog.
this point in time, it is a hot dog. As the Houndour is blasted back, not into the what you now notice is the ditch that has been dug by your initial water spout. Instead, this just being a water gun just kind of pushes it back, dealing a fair amount of damage. You see this battered Houndour just kind of like get up. It's just miserable and wet. And Silver goes, that's a lot to drop very early on. You're obviously not what I expected you to be.
Sorry, not sorry?
You shouldn't be sorry. This is a
Let's go,
battle.
Coryne!
This is my
Finish him,
mission.
Coryne!
Yeah, the two of them just cheering in the background. Okay, now Houndour's first turn after you've taken 3 turns.
Oh, I'm scared. No, I'm scared.
Let's see here. It's actually not gonna be that bad because Houndour doesn't have a ton of abilities that it can rock out right now. What it is
Also
gonna
missing
rock
a
out,
leg, so
it's not missing a leg. It didn't remove this leg.
Myrtle didn't bite
Myrtle
it
just
off.
turns to you going like, ah.
Myrtle just still has it, in the
Yeah,
hands.
this is
No, this is still like
Horrifying.
a 4-legged Pokemon. But what it is going to do is it's going to breathe a toxic purple cloud outward towards you, towards Myrtle. At this point, because it has a range of 8 squares, it will use its smog ability. So go ahead and roll Myrtle's HP die, and I'm going to roll my special attack die, which is a D20.
Oh dear.
There's
You got
no
this. You got
way.
this. You got this.
Well, I could roll like a 3. Who
Like
knows?
5 different times.
Okay.
You roll a
Okay.
1.
No,
Solid 2.
it's not bad. It's not bad. She
Okay,
just doesn't
what
have
was
a
your
high
roll?
HP die. 5.
Hey,
5 is
that's
much less than
good.
17.
Oh.
So Myrtle is definitely poisoned. There's no way you can critical hit with a status move, though. So at this
Okay.
point in time, as the Houndour releases this purple cloud, it across the field, you see this like ashy purple mist just go across the field, and Myrtle just disappears into the cloud, and you hear Squirtle from inside. As the cloud kind of dissipates and vaporizes, you see Myrtle has like a greenish tint to her blue skin, and she's very unsteady. Just a reminder real quick on what this status does. As Aaron scrolls down to the status moves. A poison Pokemon is slowly drained of its life as the poison affects them. At the end of each turn, that Pokemon will take a minor wound from the poison. This condition does persist outside of battle, but the wounds are only applied every hour. So this is a minor debuff. This is gonna take 9 whole rounds to knock out Myrtle. You only really have to do 1 more major wound to this Pokemon, but that's what it can do for now. It's gonna pass it back to Myrtle's turn as she's standing there kind of like unsteady, kind of dizzy. The Houndour is gonna move up a bit. It's gonna use its full movement. It's gonna go 7 squares, so it's within 1 square of Myrtle right now as it charges across, still kind of
Punch
limping
him
on
or
that back
bite him,
foot.
whatever you do.
You can see the like major wound that you've left on its hindquarters still there as it's running up. But it is now
Okay.
Myrtle's turn.
At the end of Houndour's turn, is this when Myrtle takes the minor wound from the poison, or is it at
Yes,
the end of
it
her
would.
turn?
It would be at the end of turn order each round, and Houndour is at the end of turn. So you're going to take 1 minor wound at the end of that, and then going into Myrtle's turn.
Oof. Okay. This is the first time Coryne has seen Myrtle like damaged like that, and so Coryne is kind of like, "Hey, are you okay?" And is just like Does Myrtle say anything?
I'm gonna roll for Myrtle because Myrtle's never been poisoned before.
No.
I'm gonna roll. What's Myrtle's HP die?
The D6.
Okay. I'm gonna say on a 4 or higher, Myrtle can like understand properly.
Okay.
That's a 4. So yeah, Myrtle like kind of like squints the eyes, and you see like a little tear pop out the corner. And goes squirt on the battlefield.
Coryne just goes, "You're doing so great.
Gas.
Let's go ahead and give him another one. He's right to your left." Like Coryne is like giving her verbal
The most
instructions
confusing
just
way,
in case
right
she's
to your
busy.
left.
Right to your left. At this point, real quick, as this command's being happening, Seth and Gavin up in the stands. What does that whole situation look like for the two of you? Like, are you guys like up on your seats? Are you guys sitting? What are you doing right now?
We're definitely cheering. I'm standing up and Bowie's on my shoulders. Can you Pokemon
You got this.
Can Pokemon be out in the stands?
Oh, absolutely, they can be out in the stands.
Okay,
This is a gym.
Yeah, Bowie's on top, and we're cheering on. And then whenever we the smog comes out, I'm just gonna pull that bandana down and just be like, all right.
Over the mouth. At this point,
yeah.
Gavin's like coughing through his own scarf.
Yeah.
As he mentioned just a minute ago, the two of you getting ready, you say right to the left. Squirtle, your own Squirtle being very ditzy and a little dumb, initially looks the wrong way, then looks the correct way and goes, Squirtle, squirt! Go ahead, and what move are you calling out for Squirtle?
Bite.
Okay, it's gonna go for a bite. All right, go ahead and roll
360
physical
bite,
attack.
whatever she grabs onto first.
Oh, rolled it on my D4.
Wow.
No, don't do that.
I just hope it's not a crit. That's the goal.
17.
17 is double 8, so that is going to be another critical hit with the bite.
Let's
Oh
go.
my God.
Finish
And then
him.
it's
This is
an
what happens when a
opportunity-
Pokemon has a
Kenna,
very
you're a
bad
Pokemon
physical.
trainer. You're good at what you do.
Yeah,
An
you're doing
opportunity
great.
for another flinch, but I don't know if that matters.
Potentially, let's
Yeah, go for
resolve
it.
damage first,
Hit
and
that
then we will roll
damage.
for the flinch.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo, let's go, Coryne and Myrtle. I hope you guys are doing something. It's really hard to see from up here. A lot of smog. Silver, do you guys have fans in here?
As you do that, as you're coughing, Silver kind of glances at you, and then you see Silver glance in the corner of the room, like where there is nobody, but you see he's looking up, and he kind of like nods, and you hear the HVAC system for the building turn on. You remember that there is an attendant out front who's currently
Thanks,
watching
Kyle.
this battle.
Nice, Kyle. Nice job, Kyle.
The whole HVAC system usually turns on in the building.
You guys got it.
Okay, yeah. So, what was the wound damage on that?
So this is going to be 2 minor wounds on the move, and then
Plus
the
a major wound
crit.
from the crit. So
Yeah.
that's going to be total. Let's see here. I am going to have Houndour expend 3 friendship points and go to 1 minor wound left. Because remember, if there's a mechanic that you guys have, other trainers also have it. As you, at this moment, Myrtle like bites out with her bite attack, and it gets the other back leg on this Houndour as it, like bites in, and you hear Silver, stand straight back up. We're going again. Just like very quietly to his Houndour. And
Chill, Coryne. Chill, Coryne. Down, down, girl.
And as he says that, you see the Houndour kind of like gets like a fierceness in its eyes, and like its nostrils leak just like flames coming out the side for a moment as it pushes itself back up and it straightens both of its hind legs.
Oh, it's going beyond. It's plus ultra right now.
Now we get to roll for the flinch. Let's see here. So you're gonna roll the special attack die. I'm gonna roll HP.
Okay.
Come on, Coryne, let's go. Oh, he exploded.
I did not.
He exploded
That
twice.
is
okay,
15 from me.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Okay. So
Is it getting
with that,
crazy?
yeah, there is no flinching at this point. As the Houndour has kind of steeled itself, it is ready to go. Now it's going to be its turn. And you know what? It's tired of getting bit. It's going to bite your ass back. So I'm going to roll physical attack. You're going to roll physical defense. Does that sound good?
Yes,
Squirtle's like,
sounds
you
good.
can do that
Squirtle's
too.
physical defense is great.
Is so good. All right.
Solid as a rock.
Did you also explode?
Yes.
Ooh, this implies that he exploded. This implies that he exploded a second time.
Oh,
I didn't explode a second time, but I rolled really good the second time.
Okay.
Okay,
And
what did
so
you get?
So did Coryne.
I got a 25.
I got a 23.
Yes!
Oh,
baby!
I rolled a
That's what I'm
12
going
and then an 11 plus 2.
No!
Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy. Holy moly.
That's clutch. That's clutch. At this point in time, the Houndour like goes to bite and is like, and as it misses, you hear you hear at this point that Silver goes, "Fine, retreat," is what he just quietly says. And at that point, the Houndour is going to use its movement and it's going to back up. It's got 7 squares. It's going to put itself between one of the boulders, like on the other side of one of the boulders from Myrtle. So Myrtle is going to have to move to get to it if she wants to strike it on this next turn. As it's running away, it's going to use its held item. You're going to see in the corner of its mouth, there is a small purple berry that's going to sit there. It's going to crunch down on that, and it's going to swallow as it takes its orange berry, and it's going to return 1 minor wound.
Ooh. Ooh.
Why I oughta?
Why you oughta? At the end of the round, Myrtle's going to take another minor wound from poison.
Oh no, I forgot.
Myrtle's looking great. What are you talking about?
Myrtle is looking great. I
Her
just don't like
tummy's
to
upset.
see it, okay?
Her
I know
tummy's
that you
upset.
don't, but Myrtle looks awesome right now. She doesn't even have a
Myrtle
major
does look
wound
pretty
yet.
great.
Yeah. And also look at the bright side. If you do take some damage, Torrent.
Exactly.
You don't have to like lean on that though as your like
As
go-to
your strat. But with that, it is now going to be Myrtle's turn.
All right. I'm going to say, "You're doing great, Myrtle. Go ahead and shake it off. Don't you let him get away. Blast him!" And I'm going to go ahead and direct her to, she's going to kind of circumvent the boulder, just to get line of sight. The boulder. And she's going to go ahead and hit him with another water gun.
All right, let's
Boulder
go.
is conflicted about blasting a tiny dark
Special
puppy.
defense is not good. Oh, okay. I didn't explode, but I rolled decently on the die.
You rolled a
decently as well.
5 out of a 6.
Okay, what did you roll?
I got a 9.
I also got a 9. You got to exceed, my friend. I succeed if it's even. It's the defending Pokemon succeeds. You got to beat it.
Wait, hold on. I keep forgetting. Are we adding ranks to
You
attack?
always add ranks
Everything.
to this.
It's 11.
Oh, no! Okay, what does it look like as Myrtle blasts this
Myrtle's been
Pokemon?
holding back this whole time.
So I feel like Myrtle, like, kind of, as she's running up towards the boulder, she, like, peeks around it. And as soon as she gets line of sight, she just goes, "Woo!" and, like, lets out her, like, water spout in sort of, like, a panic because she, like, clocks
Water
the
gun?
Houndour. Water gun, excuse
I was
me.
about to say, if you had a second
That's
water
gonna
spout-
cut that boulder in half.
One of those. No, but she goes ahead and she lets loose that water gun as soon
And
as
it hits.
she
What does it
locks
look like
eyes.
as it hits?
As the water gun hits, I feel like Myrtle is still kind of running towards the Houndour because that's what she was instructed to do. So it's just like her and the gun is getting more and more and more intense as it is just hitting Houndour like square in the chest.
Absolutely. Now, real quick, water gun is 2 minor wounds normally, right?
Yes.
But it's a stab type move, so it deals an additional minor wound. And it's super effective, so it deals an additional minor wound. That's a total of 4 minor wounds, correct?
I believe so.
Even with the remaining friendship on Houndour, that is going to knock Houndour out of the competition. As at this point, Myrtle blasts that water gun, and you can't see Houndour at this point in time from where you're sitting. It's behind a boulder from your line of sight. You just hear a yelp of, "Arr!" and then the Houndour, poof, goes blasting off the battlefield into the stands. And Silver looks over at Houndour and goes, "Houndour, return." And he's going to take the Pokeball like out of his hand and expand it. Return Houndour, and it's going to back into the ball. As it looks across to you. Wow.
I go ahead and I start just kind of lightly jogging up to Myrtle, which is towards Silver.
Okay, yeah. As you start going, your feet immediately sink a couple inches into like the really like soft sand of the battlefield. You immediately have sand in your socks. It's no question.
Oh, man.
And as you're walking, Silver's actually going to also step down. His kind of like nicer dress shoes sinking into the dust as well. And he's going to walk up over to where Myrtle is. As you get there, Myrtle is still kind of like, squirt. Now very nauseated, very like, just messed up from the poison as it's just squirt. And he walks up to you at this point in time. The other two, are you staying in the stands? Or are you going to come join them on the battlefield?
We're rushing the field.
Okay, you're going to rush the field as well.
Coryne, Gavin's been going, Coryne! And
Absolutely.
then he'll
100%.
rush with Seth.
Gavin, what is your spot hidden? Just give me a random spot hidden check real quick, actually, as you do that.
My spot hidden. That's the int. I'm good at that. That's an 8.
8
plus nothing.
In kind of like in sequence with you, like in sync, you hear down the hallway very, very faintly, Coryne, like in sync with you over the cameras as Kyle is also cheering.
Nice.
But as you kind of rush the field, Seth, you see that standing there is Silver and Coryne. Coryne, as you lean down to go like pick up Myrtle at this point in time, you see that Silver has a hand out towards you. In that hand,
Dab him up. Oh,
in that hand, there is a small pink berry, and there is a metal disc, maybe this big.
I go ahead and I take the pink berry and I say, "Oh, thank you so much." Like I'm just clocking that it's the berry, and I just want to get it in Myrtle as quickly as possible. And
You
I say,
immediately
"Thank you
feed the
so
pecha
much."
berry to Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to Myrtle, and Myrtle says, "Goes, oh, Squirtle," and takes a bite out of it. Just like the little beak that the turtle has, just cutting into it immediately, and the pallid like green immediately disappears from Myrtle's face. As it would be a very irresponsible gym leader to not have pecha berries on hand when you have Smog as an attack. It'd be very irresponsible.
I look at her and I go, "You did so good! Oh my god!"
Squirtle!
And then I look up at Silver and I say, "That was so much fun. Oh my gosh, thank you."
And that was your first battle.
Well, that was my first gym battle, yeah.
First gym battle. I definitely underestimated you, and for that, it was a bit of a quick battle. I actually regret how short this was. But you did a good job, and I will be
you did
calling
a great
ahead.
job. What are you talking about? Did you not see that? I mean, you were there, but like, that was
She did a great
Stopped
job.
you for 3 whole turns. That's insane.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm hold
sorry,
back on
sorry.
the amount of trash talk I want to talk right now because I'm up next. But that was really good.
he glares at both of you, and he looks and he goes, "But I will be calling ahead to the rest of the gyms, and no one else is going to be underestimating you on your gym battles."
Are you sure? I mean, do you
Snitch
have
on her?
to do
Wow.
that?
Yes, I
Okay.
have to. But you've forgotten something else. And he kind of like holds up the other thing that was in his hand with 2 fingers at this point. This is yours.
Coryne like takes it and is like, "Yes!"
As you kind of like cheer, you look down at this little disc, and it's a circular disc that makes almost like a perfect circle, but the edge is highlighted in a gold and silver edge that kind of makes the faintest sliver of a moon. That is the Dusk Badge. It means that you have defeated the Viridian City Gym, and you have officially gained your first badge in this season of the Indigo League. You are also
Hell
the 9th
yeah.
person to receive this badge this season.
Damn.
"Oh,
You've done a very good job.
thanks."
Now, which of the 2 of you am I battling next later today?
That would be me.
I have already underestimated your group and will not do so again. Be ready and be prepared.
I turn and I look at Gavin and I go, "I'm really sorry."
I want to. Can I like size up the gym leader? How much
this
is
is
he
a
trying to
full
psych?
man.
How much is he trying
This
to
is a
psych
full
me
man.
out?
You're sizing.
Roll me a empathy check, actually, real quick. I'm gonna say difficulty. He's pretty tough to read. I'm gonna say difficulty 7.
That would be a 19.
Oh yeah, you're really good at int stuff. Okay, I forget.
I have
So-
a rank in empathy.
Yeah. As you kind of look at him, he's definitely harder to read, but especially in this moment when he's presenting himself, but you're kind of flipping back through that entire interaction and you remember seeing the legitimate surprise on his face with Coryne. He did hold back on that one. He gave her the first hit. He will not be showing you guys that same mercy again. this definitely was, he knew kind of what he was up against. He knew where he was going, and he really underestimated someone's first ever gym battle. He's not trying to psych you out. He's trying to give you fair warning.
Gavin's hand kind of unconsciously goes into his pocket where the sharp beak is.
Mm-hmm. And as you kind of like feel the point on the edge of your finger, you do feel a little like almost like jab in your thumb by accident, and it immediately reminds you how dangerous it can be.
But also, if this guy's not going to go easy on us, maybe this is the time to use it.
Mm-hmm. And you have a full battle team. You have 2 Pokemon to use, right?
Yeah.
Then the next battle will be a full battle. I suggest you go and prepare.
Uh-huh.
Not to take away from your victory, though, Coryne. You did great work today.
No, yeah, I'm okay with it. Thank you so much.
And I must say, you're doing a very good job caring for this Squirtle. She is in peak health. Whatever diet you're using must really be working for her.
I turn and I look at Seth and I say, "Your snacks were the best!"
That's what I'm here for. And for some moral support.
You're the one who's in charge of this, then.
I mean, yes, part of it. And I'll reach in my pouch and grab a cornucopia daycare business card, hand that over, and be like, "It's where we
work at Finn's gym."
I live at Finn's gym. Hi, I'm Seth Wake.
That makes a lot of sense. He immediately shakes your hand, and you can feel like you're a big guy, right? Like you're very tall, you're very athletic.
Get blown down by the wind sometimes.
His hand is a little smaller than yours, but his grip is like double the strength as he like goes and gives you a handshake. And you see like an actual genuine smile on his face, and he goes, "Your father's a good man. I'm very honored to be among the same rank as him."
He is very cool, and you are very cool yourself too. I'm excited to see this next battle. It's gonna be fun.
I'm very excited, but if you're the one who's responsible for feeding these, if you're interested in a battle yourself, I have maybe some information that I could toss your way.
What does that mean? That's so cryptic. Oh, let me think about it. Okay. All right, Coryne, we should go.
But young Mr. He looks over at you, Gavin.
Newman.
Prepare for your battle. It's going to be difficult.
Great.
There's thunder in the distance.
You hear like an organ.
Kyle, do you have a soundboard up there? Like a hockey soundboard?
Kyle just with like a full stream deck, just hitting all the buttons.
What would probably be noticeable to the rest of his group that have been traveling with him is all of Gavin's bravado that he normally comes to every battle with is not in him today.
For good reason. You actually feel Vermilion's hand on your shoulder as they pat you on the back. You got this. And at that point, they head over to Coryne and just give Coryne like the smallest, biggest hug you've ever received from. It's like the biggest hug you've ever gotten from Vermilion, but such like
Arms
a small.
Still didn't go above the shoulders, but
they really just like
crazy.
it's a big one for Vermilion. And Silver's gonna go. Actually, are you headed on your way to the Pokemon Center?
Yeah. Yes.
Probably.
It can be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you mind taking my Houndour with you for healing?
Of course.
I appreciate that. Mr. Wake, I believe I can trust, given who you are, that you can transport one Pokemon from one place to another.
Of course. Yeah. I thought you were handing it to Coryne, but yeah, sure. Of course. Got you.
No, he's really good at that. He actually brought me Myrtle.
I assumed as much after the context.
Yep. Ooh, flashback to my leg. Ouch. I say that internally in my head. Oh.
You don't have a minor wound in your leg, right? For once,
it's impressive. Honestly, I'm waiting for it to happen
today.
Which is crazy.
This is the key word.
A Weedle comes out of nowhere.
Help you
I was waiting for you to trip on the bleachers on the way down to the field.
If you want to retcon that, I'll make a roll. I'll die.
No,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Then he goes, "Thank you. I expect he probably won't be healed by the time you return, so I'll pick him up later myself."
Roger that.
Thank you. And Silver's gonna walk off as you three are left in the gym, standing there. 4 of you, because Vermilion's also there.
I wonder if he has sand in his shoes. This is
yes, Gavin.
sandy.
Question: I don't know what his party consists of. he's not allowed to know what mine consists of before the battle, right? Either.
Correct. Myrtle was just already out before this battle began.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I had
He
to
doesn't
register
know
my
exactly
party
what-
before
yeah.
I thing. So,
You
yeah.
have all of your Pokemon registered to you as the owner, which most officials can check. So like gyms, centers can all check that, but he is not sure. You could decide in the moment what you want to challenge with. So he has
Right.
no idea what you're coming up against him with.
Okay. Cool.
And you're also aware, just like pretty much, it's kind of bad sport for gym leaders specifically to go and check out what teams are going to be. Like, it's okay for trainers and challengers, but it's a bad sport for gym leaders to do such
Yeah,
things.
I thought as much.
Didn't
Cool.
we discover a couple on his team? Because I feel like
Mhm.
we knew about the
Yep.
Houndour. Who
You
were
knew
the-
about two,
It was the Houndour
and a Murkrow is a
Oh.
small black crow-like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yep, and then an Umbreon.
Umbreon
trainers
he's been
with
seen with
01.
in the higher level fights.
Yeah, that's
So
like way above
probably
us.
not something that's going on one of your guys' fights.
As we're leaving the gym, I'm gonna kind of jog up and get right next to Gavin with like Myrtle on my shoulder, and I'm gonna be like, "So, unfortunately, we know the Houndour isn't gonna be in the battle with you, but I just wanted to remind you, in case you forgot, that he has a Murkrow that we saw in the
Yeah.
video, and I want to go ahead and say this now as well. If you're hesitant about going all out, if anybody can handle it, it seems like Silver can. So don't be scared and give it your all, because I was really nervous to do that water spout.
Okay.
I'd say let it rip, man.
I need to talk to Ava when we get back.
Fair enough. Hey, you're gonna nail it. You're gonna do so good. And
Yeah.
if you don't, that's okay.
I had a light
No
lunch
pressure,
today.
no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure, definitely. I think it's going to be hard to go all out, but I think Corinne's right. If anyone can handle it, it's a gym leader.
Okay. All right. A lot of nervous energy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's the Pokemon Center, so let's go ahead and get in there and get everybody ready. And Vermilion opens the door for each of you as they kind of let you all step through. Real quick, I don't know that you're going to want to talk to Ava. Is there anything else anyone wants to do at the Pokemon Center, or is everybody just going to heal up their Pokemon?
Gonna be delivering this with the utmost urgency, so I do not have it in my possession any longer.
Okay, yeah, Nurse Joyless will definitely take that and is not surprised that you're the one who's dropped this off.
Here you go.
Thanks, I guess. Whatever. And then she takes
Yes,
it.
it is the one thing you do.
Yeah.
I rock up to her counter and I say, "Did you see? Were you watching?
Yes, I saw. Good job.
And notes?
job.
Do you have any notes?"
Yeah. Get better?
Better than winning? What do you mean? What does that
I
mean?
mean, you won, but you got the first hit off for free. So is it even really winning?
How many badges do you have?
Okay.
However, she did miss the first. She did miss the
Just
first
never
shot.
open up and
So
check.
after
Yeah,
that,
she
it was
did
kind of
miss
a
the
regular.
first shot.
I did
Yeah,
miss.
exactly. You missed
did
your
miss.
strongest attack. What are you doing?
Yeah.
If anything, that's a testament to how strong her training is. If you only have a one-hit win move and you don't have the basics to fall back on, then you're a bad trainer.
Why are we arguing this right now? We won the
Thanks,
battle.
Gavin.
It's yeah.
No. Nurse Joyless is right. We do have things.
What
to
did you
work
call
on,
me?
right, Myrtle? No,
Shut
Joy.
up.
Nurse Joy. Nurse Joy.
Did you call me?
I called you Nurse. I called you your name.
What's
Nurse
that?
Joy.
Oh, Ava has to get out in the Pokemon in the room. What?
Anyway,
Oh, I've got to go
Gavin,
talk to.
I
Bye.
gotta go.
You see the incredulous look on her face as the nickname that you guys had for her that you had not said to her face yet.
I take a selfie with my gym badge and Myrtle, and I send it to Poppy and Mom.
Oh yeah, and I think pretty immediately you're going to get a phone call from both. Neither are super intense. They're both just going to ask you all the details about the battle itself. If anything, you could probably answer it as a group call if you wanted and just tell them both at the same time.
Oh, I totally do.
Yeah, so that's where you disappear off to for
You're
the
two
break.
people talking at the
Yep.
same time, asking the same question, just in different intervals.
Yeah. Gavin, you wanted to talk to Ava. Where are you
Yes.
headed to do this?
Just we're the only ones staying in the Pokemon Center at the moment, right?
No, there are actually a couple other trainers who have made it in recently. You've just been the only ones who were awake while you were here.
Okay. Are there any just private rooms, like just little spaces, like stored, just little areas.
I mean,
can I find a space to be alone with Ava?
I mean, there's your own personal rooms. There's the training yards, which you don't see anyone currently using at the moment. This facility doesn't have a lot of the really nice facilities like the indoor sauna and stuff that other places have. But you can definitely find a place to be.
I'm gonna go to a training yard, an empty training yard.
Okay, sounds good. And these are outdoor training yards, unlike the Pallet Town Pokemon Center.
Dope. Okay, and I'm gonna pop Ava out of her Pokeball.
It just immediate is the like
oh
look,
jeez.
Comes out ready.
sees that there's no one and immediately Staravia.
Hey, how you doing?
Coast
You
is
got
clear.
dinged up pretty bad.
Ravia. And she kind of like looks at herself and like prunes a couple feathers, but really seeing her out of her ball for the first time since she's like been healed, she looks like she's in pristine condition. She doesn't seem to have any lasting wounds on her face from where she was stung by the bee drill. Her beaks is in perfect working order, even though it embedded itself in a tree trunk. She seems fine. If anything, yeah. If anything else, it's actually kind of disconcerting how fine she seems. It doesn't seem like she's really bothered at all right now.
Do you want to take a couple of laps, see how fast you can go?
Stravia! And gets ready to go. She flaps her wings a few times.
Just let her, get the blood flowing again.
Get your nervous energy out.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
yeah. You could even see her toss a couple quick attacks in there. Maybe some double teams, just really getting her speed up. She's getting to the point where she can lap the entirety of the training yard like 3 or 4 times in the span of a few seconds.
Nice.
Famously very fast Pokemon.
Yes.
Zoom.
D20 speed die. Anyway, so once she's done that, I'm gonna just sit down cross-legged in the middle of the arena and have Ava land in front of me.
Stravia!
And I'm just trying to be very, very calm and just stroking her down, her feathers. It's hey, listen, you're great at battling. You've always been amazing. You're incredibly strong, and you know it all. I haven't been the best trainer.
Ravia.
In that I have pushed you in places that you didn't need to be pushed. And I haven't nurtured the areas where you should have been. These may be really complicated things for you to grasp as a Pokemon.
You see clicking the beak together?
But I'm going to try and be better at that. And listen, I'm going to pull the sharp beak out of my pocket. See, how does Ava react?
She kind of clicks her beak twice, dunk, dunk, and just kind of looks at it and pecks at it a little.
I think I maybe gave this to you at an inappropriate time because I was excited to see what would happen.
Staravia!
You don't need this to be strong.
You see immediately there is this, you are trying to deliver this very heartfelt message of Staravia may be relying on this too much, but as you say that, there is this just almost subtle adamant narcissism to Staravia where immediately the plumage goes up of yeah, of course, I've never needed anything to be strong kind of vibe. I'm just the best. There's definitely that kind of vibe that Ava, there's never been any other reality in her mind where she's not the strongest Pokemon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you totally didn't need this. This was massive overkill. But we're about to go against someone who is gonna go no holds barred on our ass, okay?
There's almost a slight cyclone of air that kind of behind her as both of her wings are tucked at that exact moment, ready to just take off and go.
So, we're gonna work on all of that stuff that I was just talking about. We're gonna work on you just taking time to just relax and be a chill Pokemon. Right now, you're gonna give it your goddamn all, okay?
Just ready to go.
And I'm gonna secure the sharp beak onto the end of her beak.
Ting, 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 as she's immediately like clicking her beak, and you hear like the little metal tines at the end of the sharp beak hitting each other. As she's ready to go for this battle.
Okay. Who's the best bird in the nest?
Trivia!
Who takes flight to the highest heights?
Trivia!
That's right! Now let's do this! I'm gonna pop Storovia back into her Pokeball.
Just immediately, it's way too quiet in this courtyard.
He cuts it off. He's like, "Stop reading!" Halfway through it.
I'm then gonna take out Prince. We're not gonna do. There's not gonna be a whole thing. I'm not gonna give a huge speech. Basically, Prince has never seemed like a particularly. He's a lonely natured Pokemon. He's not a super like amped up Pokemon. So I'm just gonna
adamant nature of Storovia.
Yeah. So we're just gonna take some time in this training yard, and I'm just gonna get Prince's adrenaline going.
Need a run. Roll me a Pokemon handling roll.
That was really cute.
That was really cute.
I get +2 to these. 16.
16. Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely get it pumping. Get a little bit more excited to go. Prince is definitely
with him.
Yeah, definitely. He is still basically the size of a large rabbit. So it is a little hard for him to keep up sometimes, and he's not as adamant as Ava is.
He's not that. He's got a D12 speed die. He's not.
Yeah, he's not slow, but the speed die is relative. You know what I mean? Like it's relative to size, relative to who they are. As you're out training Prince, Seth, you are kind of like, it's this thing of you showed up to the Pokemon Center and all of your friends kind of immediately disappeared, to the point where like Vermilion has just kind of aethered. You know that Gavin is off getting ready for the gym battle, and you can hear 2 floors down the chat that Coryne is still having with her mom and best friend. So you just kind of exist for a while in this Pokemon Center.
You know, they didn't mean joyless. Like, that wasn't their intention.
Why are you back?
I have nothing else to do. I'm just chilling. I'm hanging. What? I can go. I'll
what
leave,
do you even do? As you're going, she goes, wait. Who are you? Like, not who are you name. Obviously your name is Seth.
Wow.
But like,
okay.
You're not here for a battle. What are you here for?
Making my way back to Cerulean, but I mean, aside from that, just stopping at gyms, helping friends out that I've met weeks ago that were in, like terrorist attack, stuff like that. The usual that would happen when that happens.
So wait, I glanced at this when you guys had first showed up, but you're registered to be able to compete in the season. Why are you not challenging a gym?
Yeah, Silver just seemed pretty like cutthroat in terms of challenge and rating. Like you literally were warning us about how strong he was.
Yeah, he's real strong.
So not trying to like rush into that. No, it's like more of a hobby to challenge the gyms, if anything. I mean, like I can definitely do that, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna see how my friend fares and then take it from there. So far, we're
you're here to travel to be a trainer and all that, but like, it doesn't seem like you're super into battling in terms of it as like a hobby or a sport.
No, battling's fun. It's just there's more to it than just battling.
Well, like what? Like, what are you into?
Like swimming, cooking, like hanging out with Bowie.
You're definitely single, right?
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
You asking him out?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
No, it's just you're really giving the vibe of somebody who has like no singular passion in life driving them.
Ouch.
Yeah. You guys called me joyless. I feel like I deserve a few jabs.
I said nothing. I gave you a Pokeball and stood there.
It was an accident.
And I feel like she would say it was an accident, maybe. If it were to be.
But the point is like, the reason I warned you guys against Silver was because your friends seem like they're really driven. They're really trying to go in there and battle and do their best. You don't have to be into battling, obviously, but you should figure something out that makes you, passionate and driven like that.
I feel like you're projecting something.
It's, that all of us are licensed for therapy, right? That's part of our job.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure something doesn't become a problem at some point.
I've been standing in this waiting room for 5 minutes. I don't know why you're getting so deep into my life. I've just been hanging out
What
here.
else am I going to do? The machine does all the work. I'm just sitting here.
Maybe think of better topics to bring up instead of just going just all in on the armrest talk.
Okay.
Like,
what are we going to talk about hypotheticals? If you weren't going to run a water type gym, what type of gym would you run?
That's a stupid question. Only water type gyms.
Joyless, I think, continues on with this style of conversation for a while until you stop.
How long is a while? Because I don't think I can.
I think she tries for maybe 10 minutes and then she gives up.
I was going to give it 5 and then dip. That's a lot. That's a lot to sit through. I'm going to go. Oh, what's that? Booey's got to go to the. I'm going to go. Booey's got to go to the restaurant. I got to take him out. Bye.
All right, whatever. Just trying to help. You should talk to your joys more often.
I do. They're my friends, the ones I talk to.
All right, that's fair. That's so you go off and spend your time getting ready. You guys head back to the gym?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do. You guys don't have to if you don't want to.
Vermilion, go ahead and get that door for us.
Vermilion, not present currently. No idea where Vermilion's gone off to. Vermilion just kind of disappeared after you guys got back to the Pokemon Center.
If I don't see them immediately, can I leave a note at Nurse Joyless's desk and just be like, hey, can you just, if you see Vermilion, the person with the really awesome red hair, can you tell them that we went to the gym?
So things Joys are licensed for. Therapy, full medical licenses.
I feel like I know where you're going with this.
To activate and use all equipment and electronics and are equipped to handle just about anything in a Pokemon Center. Things we're not licensed for is being a text message for other people.
Totally understand. Oh yeah, and I
have the power to text.
And then I'm like, and then I look at Nurse Joyless, and I'm like,
1989. You were gonna leave a note at the concierge office?
I'm like, my bad. That's really my bad. I'm just gonna GTFO. I ain't gonna bother you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see you later. I'm sorry, by the way, and I leave.
Told you.
You send a text to Vermilion, and they send back a text actually saying, "Oh yeah, I'm already at the gym. Got a surprise for people."
Don't like that.
Okay. So, as you guys pull up to the gym, it's the parking lot outside actually has a couple cars in it. They're kind of people milling about out front of it right now.
I always wonder what cars look like in the Pokemon world.
I always imagine like the Japanese like micro trucks, like the tiny little trucks. That's what I always imagine.
The ones you see in
very
like
rarely see
Ponyo.
cars in Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, Ponyo's the best. But as you guys make it up to the gym, there are now people kind of milling about. There are individuals walking in and out of the gym. Almost none of them look like trainers. You see, like there are people in like suits. There are people in like normal everyday wear. It's kind of a mixed bag of individuals. But as you kind of get towards the front, the two doors are propped open with little like rubber stops, and you can see Kyle just kind of sitting boredly at the desk. No one actually talking to Kyle at this point in time.
Let's walk up to Kyle.
Okay.
Or do we see Vermilion?
Vermilion is not currently in the entranceway or anything like that. So no, you do not currently
Did
see
we get
Vermilion.
caught by the door?
No, because the door's propped open.
Oh, okay.
Kyle looks up at you guys and goes, "Oh, hey, you're here for your appointment?"
Yes.
Have you seen our friend? They have red hair. They said they were here, but
I've seen your friend. They're inside at the bleachers.
okay.
You-
Did they
Keep
do
an eye out
something?
for the signs.
Signs.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm liking this less and less.
All right.
No, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Okay. Well. Okay. Thank you, Kyle, and thanks again for the.
Have you guys checked social media at all in the last like hour?
My
I'm
Apple
on the
update.
phone.
Oh God.
Old
Okay.
OS.
Why? What happened?
I
Oh, your
cringed and I
friend.
checked my-
Yeah, you guys kind of, Gavin, you're going to come to this realization as it's being stated. Your friend went out and started talking up a really powerful trainer who's going to make their debut gym battle And they got some of the townspeople to come down and check out this battle. So now I have to deal with visitors.
I go on my Pokédex. I'm like, if I see the word Maisie anywhere in this, I'm gonna scream.
Surprisingly enough, this is one of the times where you see an article about yourself that does not include reference to your father or your sister. It is just about up and coming Pokemon trainer Gavin Newman doing his debut battle at the Viridian City Pokemon Gym.
Oh, if I lose, this is gonna be epically destroying my reputation. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. You guys
through the gym door.
through the big double doors. Yeah, you walk and you get the thing. You poof, and at this point you see that like maybe like 15 to 20 heads all turn and look at you, and you see Vermilion like hoodie all the way up. They've kind of got their face like this, and in their hands is like a large white piece of like poster board.
Mill.
Huh.
I'm not looking at the bleachers. I'm looking directly at the gym floor.
As you look at the gym floor, Silver is not present on his like large throne-esque chair yet.
Okay, good luck, buddy. We're gonna go grab a seat.
Cool.
Can I look
See you
at
later.
the sign?
Yeah. Well, you see that at this point, it's kind of like the thing where they've grabbed it with their thumbs are like pointed outward, so they have to like flip it up in order to see what it says.
I want a sign.
You should
You
walk
had
over
2
and ask
hours.
Vermilion if there are more signs.
I run
Excuse
over
me,
to
do you have any
Vermilion.
extra signs?
Vermilion goes, this is really hard for me to be all like in the public and stuff. But I thought I feel like Gavin's one of those people who plays for a crowd, so I thought it might help if he had like people cheering him on.
You know, the thought is there, and it is appreciated.
In practice?
I think he's shitting literal bricks right now.
You know, but I think he's going to win, and I've got the faith in him and his friend that he's going to win. So when he wins and there's a crowd, it's going to mean a lot.
So do we, obviously.
Yeah, there's
Just-
no way he's going to lose.
Maybe like 5 less people.
But also I had
vomit
to
in
stop
real life.
by the Polka Dollar, and there's like 3 more signs. Be careful, the puffy paint's still wet though.
Ooh, give me that! And then Coryne like takes
You got,
whatever
like, a
sign
white
is there.
cardboard board, and it just said, and it's you. Your sign just says Gavin. And Vermilion looks at you and goes, "Mine says go," and Seth's also says go. So it says go, Gavin, go. Between our
Go,
3 signs.
Gavin,
May I
go,
make
go.
a small modification.
Yeah, I mean,
Go,
I've
go,
still got
Gavin.
there's the plastic bag of supplies right there if you wanna. It's still wet, so you can go for it.
I draw a couple of Pokeballs. It's awful drawings.
Awful, terrible.
Oh yeah, and then I also draw the worst stick figure versions of Ava and Prince on board,
100%,
like by his name.
100%.
I'm gonna draw on the back of mine just a quick little cornucopia. Just
So for the back, for everybody who's behind,
just do some quick branding. Just do some quick branding if I gotta flip it.
You quickly try and sketch in like the QR code for the website. Just like
I think that's lining it.
Oh my god.
100%, that can be done. As that's
Seth's
happening,
not out to get the badges. Seth's out to get that bag.
get the bag, get that bag.
That's the goal.
And apparently to the Joyce I have baggage, but like
right?
don't say right, you're the one doing it.
Right?
Weird reads. Weird
reads.
Maybe the Joys know something that the players don't know. That's crazy. Anyway,
I don't like that.
Gavin,
I don't like it. I don't
you
know
at this point can step up to the little raised podium area where the challenger stands. Silver has not appeared yet. What are you doing in this time? As you see that there are people that you do not recognize milling around, and you can see that your friend's kind of mumbling to Vermilion, and they've got these like large signs. But no one else obviously showed up with like signs or anything like that. But you do see that there are a fair amount of people who are looking at you at this point in time.
He's gonna take his position at the end of the gym hall. He's doing everything he can not to look up at the bleachers. He's doing the stony face. He's trying to look as professional as possible. He's probably unconsciously emulating his dad. He doesn't realize he's doing that, but you know, when he tries to think of a professional Pokemon trainer, that's who he subconsciously thinks of. And with that steely look, he's just he's got both of his he's got Ava's Pokeball and Prince's Pokeball in their diminished forms, and he's kind of just handling them like stress balls. You know, like the Chinese stress balls.
As you're kind of like handling them like stress balls, you hear like a zzzz of like a Pokemon ball opening up, but then you remember that that's a ringtone that you have set for a specific trainer. As you hear a text tone go off from your sister.
I don't pull my phone out my pocket. I track it on my watch.
Okay, you check it on your watch, and you see from her, no stress, stand up straight, you're live right now.
You shit.
As you know that
Immediate stress.
As you know that your sister, it is mid-afternoon right now. Your sister is on an 8-hour time difference. She's up in the middle of the night to watch you.
In the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just standing up straight, steely faced, deep, just breathing, very controlled.
Okay. Okay.
Steely type.
So, with that, as you are kind of very controlled, you hear immediately the crowd go silent. As you hear footsteps. You could hear a pen drop in this gym as you hear footsteps. From down the hall behind you, you hear the wide gate of Silver, who you heard just a few hours ago, but it was so different to hear it when it wasn't you who was on the podium. You were distracted. You were dealing with, you know, your thoughts of Ava. You weren't dealing with the thought of, I'm going to have to face this guy at that point in time. And it's that thing of like, you have that steely look where you're determined not to look at the bleachers. Do you look back at him or do you wait for him to get to his position?
I wait for him to get to his position.
Okay, you see a form in the corner of your eye walk past you along the side and immediately step up to his podium, which is raised maybe like 6 inches above the challenger podium and across a battlefield. So even if he weren't already this tall, towering figure of a man, he would still be taller than you. He would still be larger than life for you guys. And you're up against that same like ashy field that Coryne was up against. You can see that the ditches that Myrtle had dug in have all been buried back over, probably by one very unhappy Kyle. The boulders are all still where they're supposed to be. But that's not what you're focusing on. You look up and you see at this point that Silver is still there in his black button-up shirt, slick black red hair, ready to go. So, Challenger Newman, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Let's begin. And he's going to take his Pokeball and toss it in the air. At that point, is anybody going to cheer, or are you guys going to wait for Gavin to throw his ball?
Oh, I am screaming Gavin's name. Let's go, Newman!
Oh, name Newman.
Newman, what ball are you throwing out first, and what does it look like as Gavin does so?
I assigned Ava evens and Prince odds, and I just rolled a d6. Rolled a 1.
Okay.
So Prince is coming out.
Okay.
All right.
What does it look like as you toss out Prince? What is going to be Gavin's pose for his first ever live battle? Because even though Coryne's was live, there wasn't the attention. There wasn't friends and family members focusing on this. Coryne had the advantage of having this insulated battle for her first ever battle. Gavin does not have that advantage. What does it look like in this moment?
So he, when Silver entered the room, he didn't turn to face him, but he did put both of his Pokeballs back onto the strap of his bag. And this time he goes in one smooth motion. He grabs the Pokeball off of his belt, comes back in a position like this, and hocks it, and holds that position until the Pokeball opens.
Sounds good. And it opens, and it opens, the ball immediately being propelled by its own energy back into your hand as you catch it.
Let's go, Prince!
And Prince appears, and Prince is still in that state of upped adrenaline that you had him in right when you were training. So at this moment, he goes, "Need a round!" as he like screeches onto the field, the claws like digging into the dust. And as you do that, you see that Silver's ball was still in the air for a second as he caught it, and then with just a flick of his wrist, doesn't even throw it, just clicks to the ball button, and it, and you see not the Murkrow that you were expecting. You know this is a 2 Pokemon battle. The Murkrow is probably going to be the second Pokemon because this first Pokemon is unfamiliar to every single person in the stands. It is not of either of your regions. As this Pokemon kind of appears, do you want to use your Pokedex, or do you want, because I don't think you're going to be able to hit a roll, or do you want to just go in blind?
The roll would be Pokélore?
Yes, but this is a obscure, rare Pokemon from a region that is not your own.
I'm gonna hit the Pokedex.
Okay. At that moment, you have already linked up your watch to your Pokedex, so you just glance down and click the button. And as you see this red and gray Pokemon appear, bipedal, looking outward with yellow eyes, staring, not saying a word as it appears, only the slight swing of metal on metal as you hear, Poniard. Blades comprise this Pokemon's entire body. If battling dulls the blades, it sharpens them on stones by the river. As you see the red and steel body of a small Poniard looking across the field from you. And that is where we're going to end today's episode of Unbeatable, a Kanto journey.
What are you doing to me?
Come on!
As we are over time. So, that is where we are going to end. I love that we ended 2 episodes on cliffhangers going into a gym battle. That's great. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Remember, if you enjoy this show, you can find it every Thursday on twitch.tv/thisshowsmimic. Though the time we're still experimenting with, it's probably settled by now, but we're recording these well in advance. And you can find it every Saturday at 2:30 p.m. on PST on Spotify and YouTube. And if you like the show and want to help support the show, if you want access to videos about a week early, if you want access to documents that we're putting out on the game itself, remember to go subscribe to our Patreon, linked in the description. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
I am unbeatable, I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fall, because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes, I'm gonna be the best trainer, you just wait. And I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fall, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fall, because we are unbeatable.